Good evening, good afternoon, and possibly even a good morning to some of you. Okay, my name is Matt W.L. Nerona, and it's my great pleasure today to be dropping the first part of a 5-part series on the leadership model in network marketing. So I'm very, very excited to be able to share this. And today we're going to be going through the overview of the program. It's a 5-week program. We'll be dropping it here as a live stream and uploading it to YouTube as well, so that you can watch, rewatch, and share at your own comfort. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen because I've got some slides that I want to get into. So just going to share my screen, and that is right. Okay. Cool. So you can now see my screen. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move that out the way. And I'm going to pull up my slides for tonight, which you now should be able to see. And let's just see if you can see that. Excellent. Yes, you can. So just one second. Like that. Good. So welcome to this network marketing training. This is for everyone, regardless of company, system, model, compensation plan. You know, obviously we are doing this for our members, especially at Swap It, but this is really for everyone. So everybody is welcome. And we know that this will be very, very useful because I've personally used this system to build multiple 6-figure incomes in a series of companies that I've been in as my career in network marketing. So this absolutely works all of the time for those of the people that take the time to understand it. Now, my first question to you is, do you really want to build a huge team and create a sizable income? A lot of people will say yes, but what I want you to think about with that question is the commitment, because there are no free lunches, there are no, get rich quick kind of schemes that are sustainable. You know, anything good in life creates a foundation. It involves a foundation, and it also involves hard work, and I do mean hard work, but smart and efficient work, and being consistent as you develop the skills. So when you ask yourself this question, I want you to think more about the journey to the result as opposed to just the result. Okay, so session 1 of 5, as I mentioned earlier, we have 5 sessions, and we want to begin with a short overview. But before we do that, please remember that the highest paying profession in the world for the people that get it right is network marketing. The highest paid profession that has a low barrier to entry, okay, that anyone can do, you can start from a standing start, is network marketing. And once you get it right, it's a very, very fast vehicle to get you where you want really, really fast. And that's important, okay? The great Jim Rohn, who was one of the old school grandfathers of personal development, okay, and he was actually Tony Robbins's original mentor, okay. Jim Rohn once said that network marketing is personal development wrapped up into a business. I think that's a really great quote to start from. Network marketing is personal development wrapped up in a business. The personal development piece of network marketing is huge. And for me, as a coach and trainer, master practitioner with 4 different schools of NLP, master coach, business coach, done a lot of personal development over the last 25 years. The epitome, the top end of any personal development is leadership training, okay? So it is leadership training, all right? So you really want to get this quote memorized, and you want to understand that your development as a leader is based on your personal development and your leadership development. And network marketing gives you all of that opportunity wrapped up in a business where you get paid from it. This is one of my favorite quotes in network marketing. Absolutely love it. So let's do a program overview. Excuse me. The program is a 5-week program. Plus, for those that come regularly, listen to the stream, take notes, take it seriously, or watch the recordings due to different time zones, I'm going to throw some bonuses in as well at the end. Now, I'm going to tell you what those bonuses are, but I think you will like them. Okay, but it's only for those that really know the stuff and are ready to commit to go to the next level. Okay, and this is open for everyone. Doesn't matter your team, your line, or even your company. Okay, this is generic training. Week 1, which is today, we're going to do an overview, and we're going to be talking about the first part of the leadership model, which is the model that I follow, which is leadership profiling. Okay, now a couple of points on the first week, which is today. Okay, there are many different methods and models within network marketing, and we're definitely not saying that our one is the best one, but it's the one for us that works. And I really like it because it's very ecological in the sense that if you can create leaders and you can create a culture of leaders committed to personal development, building their business and helping others to do the same thing, you're actually creating something bigger than the company, bigger than your income, and you're empowering people beyond the business to take their life to the next level. So for me, that's very, very important. And having worked in many different organizations outside of networking, you know, as a consultant, as a sales director, as a business associate on boards, etc., you know, I know that at the top levels, it's the leadership that counts. So for us, the leadership model is our preferred method. Doesn't mean you have to throw out any other method you've learned. There's some great ones out there, and we certainly endorse them if they're working and they're working for you. We certainly endorse them. This is our method, and this is what we teach. Okay, so the first thing is the leadership profiling, which we'll go into today. Week 2, which is next week, next Thursday, we'll be talking about how to solve every problem in network marketing. There's a solution to every problem. Okay, and we'll be talking about that. So we're going to give you some real good skills there. We'll be deep diving into that next week, and I think you'll really enjoy that. All of these will be recorded. They'll be on YouTube. We'll make a playlist so you can go through these as well. And my coaching to you is to kind of go through and through and through them. Okay, that really, really makes sense. Week 3, one of the master characteristics, okay, of network marketing, business, life itself, is to build resilience. And we'll be showing you specifically how resilience is the key to 6-figure and multiple 6-figure incomes, okay, in this industry. Now, I know some of you going, Matt, we want 7-figure and 8-figure incomes. Of course you do. But, you know, your first role is to get to 6 figures, okay? That's my take on it. I know other people are like $500 a month. For me, that is a very small goal to come into network marketing for. You've got to think big, shoot for the moon, you know, shoot for the stars and hit the moon. Okay. So if you can get 6 figures in network marketing, which is always my goal within my first year or first 6 months, depending on the build, okay, you can scale that to whatever you want. And week 4, we will be talking about scaling and mobilizing your network marketing business model. Week 5, creating, leading, and mobilizing leaders. And of course, for those that go through the 5 weeks religiously, okay, you know, we will have those bonuses as well. So let's talk about the leadership model. I believe this is the most advanced and efficient method for building huge and sustainable organizations without burning out. There's a lot of leaders, you know, they just get on the phone, they get on the Zoom, and they just bang, 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 bang for 30 days, 90 days, and they build organizations, they burn out, and their teams burn out because that's the duplication method. It's not sustainable, it's not fun, it's not satisfying, and most importantly, you're not actually growing as a human being, you're not growing as a business person, and your team are probably not growing as well in that way. And so burnout is a real issue. And what happens when people burn out? Well, we all understand that is not good. It's not good for your organization. And we usually find that this is not a sustainable way forward. Whereas with the leadership model, because you're focused on developing as a leader, developing an organization with leadership principles, and allowing people to create their own wings and their own muscles and their own expression of leadership within that organization, it is really, really satisfying. We've got some stories around that we will be sharing for you. This is highly duplicatable. Now, a lot of people sort of say, well, Matt, that's all fine and dandy, but not everyone's a leader. Now, I don't agree with that. In fact, I dispute that. I believe if you're a human being and you're on planet Earth, you are a leader. Okay. Now, there are different spheres and realms of leaders. There are different expressions of leaders. Most people are not showing up in their full potential, in their leadership, but you are leading your life, whether by, intention or whether just by, reaction. You are leading your life and your results are showing how you are doing with that. We are all leaders. We are all capable. We're all able to do this. And the great thing about network marketing, whether you are the cleaner in the office, whether you're the CEO, whether you're the best salesman on the car lot, or whether you're the guy that comes in and washes the cars before they're ready to sell. Okay, network marketing creates a pretty even playing field for people to come in from different backgrounds, different, languages and different educational backgrounds and skill sets. And it creates a real even playing field. The leadership model works for everyone. And, I just love it because the leadership model is the natural human way to expand and create progress in organizations and society. There's something innate about human beings. We look for leadership and we look to lead. And if you're a leader on this call, if you consider yourself a leader, if you have ambitions for leadership, who are your leaders? Who do you follow? One of the main reasons why I joined Swap It is because I looked at the leadership of Eric and I looked at the leadership of Rune and I liked that. And I said, I want a bit of that. I can follow these guys. I can be led by these guys. They have results that I don't have, respectively. And I want to learn from them. And I was very, very impressed with them. So wherever you are in your leadership journey, there's another level. You're never going to arrive. And that's the fun bit, okay? And we look for leadership. So this is really, really satisfying. It also fits very well with our coaching system, which is based on the 3 principles of income, lifestyle, and legacy. So the first piece is income. You've got to have income. It's like fuel in the car. You've got to be able to put some fuel in the car to drive to, Cambridge or drive to Scotland, or if you're in Latvia, to drive out into the beautiful countryside of Latvia, okay? You're gonna need some fuel in the car, okay? Income is fuel, it fuels your life. The next thing that you want is lifestyle, because if you don't have a lifestyle, then what's the point? You've got to have a lifestyle. And network marketing is a lifestyle business. It's a lifestyle business, okay? People are attracted by your lifestyle, by your freedom, by your expression of your leadership, okay? And then the last piece is giving back, which is legacy. So income, lifestyle, legacy. We'll do a piece on that, of course. Legacy is where you give back, where you create something that is much bigger than you. And this is a very big trait of leadership. And network marketing, it does that on steroids. That's why I love network marketing, because I get to create income, I get to live a lifestyle, and I get to give back to others who want to replicate the same thing as I'm growing as an individual. And this is why for us, the leadership model itself is very, very, very important indeed. Okay. So I want to start with the first piece, and got a bit of a sore throat. So I'm going to have some green tea. I hope you don't mind before we get into that. That's good. Now, we teach something called leadership profiling. Okay. Now, generally in business, there are lots of different profiling tools. There's DISC, there's colors, there's Myers-Briggs. This has nothing to do with those kind of profiling tools. They're all great, by the way, okay? People have their different preferences. We've got our own one in our coaching system. They're all fantastic, okay? But what we do is we use a very simple profiling system that everybody can use. And we divide people into 4 different types of leaders. Now, we've already established that our core beliefs are that everyone has leadership potential. But at the moment, where you're stood in that leadership potential, there are 4 places that you can stand. And this fits very well with the Pareto principle, you know, the 80-20 rule. Okay, so we fit this with this. So the first one is the 20%. There are the 20%ers. So the first type of leadership, the first type of people are the 20%ers. The second type of people are the 60%ers. You might want to write this down, okay? The third type are the 17%, and the fourth type are the 3%. Now, if you haven't heard this before, you're probably thinking, oh, I don't know which one I am. Okay, well, the key here is you can choose which one you want to be, and you can move towards it, and you absolutely should. So let's look at them all individually, okay? And this will be really helpful because when you're building an organization, you've got to understand in networking, it's a people business. It's people to people. And when you're building an organization, okay, you've got to understand that the people are the assets in your business. The people are also the liabilities in your business. So a lot of leaders sort of talk about the assets, the people are the assets, and my team are my family. And then 2 or 3 months later, one of your family joins another business, pitches your downline, upline, crossline, and off they go, okay? So, you know, you've got to remember, if you've got assets in the business, you've also got liabilities, okay? And we're very real about that. And we do that without judgment. There's no judgment here at all, but we're real about results. And we want to create huge results. And so we profile people by their results. Now, there's no judgment here at all. Doesn't mean one is good, one is bad. It's just, it is what it is, okay? In any type of organization, there are going to be performers. There are going to be people that have potential. There's going to be underdeveloped. There's going to be people that are ready to move on. And there's going to be people, unfortunately, that detract and destroy and, you know, confuse in that organization. So we've got to be really real about that. Now, the great thing is this is fluid. So someone at the bottom rung of the leadership ladder can decide to climb up. And network marketing is brilliant because we can actually help them. Whereas in a normal sort of corporate organization, they won't have any chance at all, okay? But as a leader, you've got to prioritize your energy and your time on your assets. So I'll give you an example. I've got, I think in Swap It, I've got at the moment, like, I think nearly 3,000 people in my team. And there's a few leaders, a handful of leaders that I work with very closely. They reach out to me, I will always reach back to them, and we work very, very closely indeed. And there's a guy called Zach, and now he's in the UK. He's got a brilliant sponsor, but his sponsor's in the USA, and his sponsor is absolutely first class. He's a great leader too. And his sponsor is my level 1, who's also a really great leader too. And he's in Europe, right? But because me and Zach are in the same time zone, right? Zach calls me like every day, messages me every day. He's building an awesome team. I mean, he's very coachable. He's a great guy. You know, he's just working on himself. And that's the type of leader that you want. If you have 4 of those people in one side of your binary, and you have another 4 of those people in the other side of your binary, you have a 6-figure business at least, okay? So you can see the asset. There are other people in the team who, you know, buy a $50 pack, and there's nothing wrong with that. And if you're in a different company, just relate it to your company. This works across binaries. It works across uni levels, as I'll show you in a moment. And they never do anything. They never turn up to any calls. They never watch any recordings. They have a million questions. They don't mind to send you a Facebook message at like midnight on a Sunday when you haven't heard from them for 3 months. and they're getting spooky because they haven't done something that was on the Telegram group, but of course they're not a member of the Telegram group. So that kind of person will drain you, they will blame you, and until they're ready to step up, you have no business spending your precious time and energy working with that person. Now, if they step up, then yes, that can be matched. But you've got to understand that person, they need just a message one to many. Yeah, they don't deserve your personal time. Leaders understand that your most precious resource is your time. So you want to be giving it to those who are working, who are committed, who are going to develop themselves into leaders, who are solid with Swap It. I know some people do a few things. That's absolutely fine if that's your thing. Me, I'm just solid on the one thing. I'm all in, okay? And I'm always going to give the time to the people that are all in. There's a lot of people doing different things. Again, we're not here paying your bills, so we love you, you know, and we respect that. But if you're solid on Swap It and you're doing other stuff, we'll support and respect you as well, because we understand, you know, that there are different ways of doing things, okay? And we appreciate that. But, you know, if you're like not interested in Swap It at all, you know, you just put some money in, you're not doing it, or you whatever business you're in, then again, you can't expect to get the time from the mentors and the leaders and the coaches and the trainers. You can't expect that. You've just got to understand that that's the way it works. So when you're ready to make the decision, we will meet you. And one of my old mentors, a guy called Alan, who I first started working with, he wasn't my first mentor, but very influential mentor, guy called Alan. He once said to me, Matt, I match energy with energy. So if you call me, I'm going to respond. If you're showing up, I'm going to respond. And I think that's a very good basis to work from, okay? But you have to remember, people fall into, you know, 4 of these groups. So let's go into them, and let's make sure that you're getting it. Good to see you, Artis and Lauma, on the call. These are great leaders, by the way. Artis and Lauma, great leaders, great leaders indeed. So, you know, you've got to understand that the first set of people that you will encounter in networking are what we call the 20%. So let's say, for example, you do a meeting in your local town and 100 people come. Possibly 20% of those 100 people are going to fall into this gap, thereabouts. And these people are generally very negative people. They're in all cultures, okay? They like to gossip, they do drama, they watch daytime TV. Usually life is not working out for them. If you ask them how they are, they will say, oh gosh, you know, I'm not too good. They don't have a positive outlook on life. They're negative. If you're prospecting them, they're going to give you like the craziest. They're going to call you a scam. They're going to call you this. These guys will drain you. My advice is stay away from them. They will drain you. It's very unlikely they join the business. If they do join the business, they will do nothing but complain. They will demand time because they have no respect for anyone's time. They are vampires, and you want to stay away from them. Protect yourself. Now, it doesn't mean we judge them. Everyone is doing their thing, okay? It just means as business people, we've got to focus on finding quality people that want to develop themselves, want to commit to the vision, and want to move forward. These 20%, they're like bad fruits in a business. They'll come in and they'll poison the fruit bowl, okay, with negativity. And, you know, negativity likes to breed. We want to just like cut it off straight away, okay? Now, you're always going to be polite. You're always going to be professional. We're never going to be rude. We don't do this from a place of judgment. And when you do that, you find that a small percentage of these people actually move to the next stage and become the 60%. But if you sort of are too nice to these guys and you're giving them too much time, you're actually fueling their negativity. They have misaligned energy, okay? They've got their own challenges. They are highly toxic. They will drain your energy and resources. They will call you to a hotel for a meeting if they join the business. They'll expect you to pay for everything. Their prospect won't turn up, and then they'll spend half an hour moaning about how the business doesn't work. Do not go there. You've got to be smarter than that, okay? Part of your leadership is understanding, and your leadership development is understanding how to prioritize your time. Okay. These guys, the 20%, they are focused on the negative. And that is always going to be fed back to them in their results and experience. Okay. I think it was Brendan Parker today. He put a post up, about focus. And if you focus on the shit, he said, he's an American guy, really cool guy, good friend of mine, you're going to get more shit. Okay. But if you focus on the gold, you're going to get more gold. So what you focus on is very, very important. Okay. And unfortunately, these people are not ready yet to come in and start to make positive decisions for themselves. Okay, so we avoid that 20%. Okay, 60% is the next group. Okay, now this is the mainstream population. Out of those 100 people, 20% are negatives, 60% are the mainstream. These are the most people that you're going to meet. Now, this is your bread and butter, as we say in the UK. This is where most of your income is going to come from, is working these 60%, okay? 60% represents most people. And most people, when the going is good, they are great. The sun is shining. They're sitting on a beach, okay? The economy is going well, Their football club has just won the championship. They are great. But when issues happen, they're like that cat, you stroke it one way and it's fine. You stroke it the other way, So they basically become negative quickly. They have very low emotional intelligence. They are on the react side of the equation. So, you've got this equation, cause and effect. Some people are living from cause, i.e. whatever goes on, the house burns down, the car gets stolen, the dog runs away, I'm still going to do it anyway, right? Other people, most people, everything's gone wrong. I'm going to hide and crawl and make excuses, okay? Now, you've got to choose which side of that equation you're going to be on. You can either have results or you can have reasons. And reasons for not having results are usually very reasonable. So the mainstream population, when things are going good, they're good. When things are not going good or there's some issues, and there will always be issues in business. Business is about going from issue to issue to issue to issue. If you don't believe me, please go onto the YouTube channel, the Advanced Impact Legacy Show. Watch the interview that we did with Mr. Rune Evanson, our network director. He talks about his business life, starting in Norway and moving over to the Far East. And it's just a roller coaster. I mean, that interview is so rich in gold. But Rune took responsibility for himself. He took responsibility not to react, but to be the cause of his outcome. And that's what we want to develop. Whereas the mainstream population, they are controlled by the people in their lives and the environment. They let that control them. They have low emotional intelligence. So again, if something bad happens, they go totally over the board with the emotions and they let the emotions break everything down. Now, emotions are good, don't get me wrong. But you've got to use your emotions intelligently. You've got to direct them intelligently to create the outcomes that you want. They also suffer from, and I'm just doing an overview here, I could do a whole day on the mainstream population here, right? They also suffer from something called shiny object syndrome. And that means they're always looking over the fence for something better. And so you find in network marketing, a lot of these people, they may put themselves across as great leaders or great builders, but they're always jumping from thing to thing. I saw a post today, and again, there's no judgment here, but someone is launching like their 10th business in 2 months. And it's like, what is that? Like, what is that? Where is the commitment in that? Yes, it looks good. It looks great. And people are going to get attracted to it. But in reality, what is that? Right? So these people are up and down, like the New York Stock Exchange, and they are always going to be swayed by issues. So let's say, for example, the Bitcoin price crashes. These guys are going to be on the phone crying their eyes out, right? Not understanding that that's what happens in the markets, okay? So again, they can be quite stressful. But the great thing about them is they have this other side to them that we as leaders can develop. And part of your leadership training in the leadership model is to find new people who've never done this before and create great leaders out of them. That is absolute gold. So remember, these people are worthy, but you've got to really direct them and use your leadership skills and really use the opportunity to work with them to develop your leadership. That's really, really key. Now, the next set are the 17 percenters. These are the real leaders, the real of real leaders, okay? These people, they are working on their goals. These people are up for life, they're ambitious, they're doing stuff, they may have done stuff already, they've worked on themselves, they've done personal development, their emotional intelligence is high, they may have got a parking ticket in the morning and spilt coffee on their trousers, they're still turning up to the meeting and they're going to make sure you have a good time. They invest in themselves and they back themselves. These people attract leaders because you attract what you are. We're going to talk about that. They mobilize new leaders. If you have two of these people on one of your legs and two of these people on your other leg, not just your binary is going to create six-figure incomes, because these guys, they eat six-figure incomes for breakfast. And these gals, when I'm saying guys, I'm talking about guys and gals, right? In fact, the gals are brilliant at this stuff, okay? And we do require more girls in our build, okay? Leaders. They build like crazy, these guys. If you're in a uni level, same thing. These people come into a uni level. We're fortunate. We've got both. We've got a matching bonus and we've got a binary. But they come in and they just build leaders. So you're getting that down the lines. They are incredible people. They are a joy to work with. You know, when I talk to Zach, I get pumped because he's on fire. He loves networking. He's a great networker. You know, when I talk to Brendan, he's on fire. I talk to artists and I see him doing all his stuff and he's on fire. These are leaders. It's a pleasure to work with them. When you meet a leader like this, when you finish a call with them, your energy will always be higher than it was when you came on the call. If you're getting on a call with someone and your energy is lower, something is wrong. You're getting drained, and this is not the place for leaders, okay? These people are resilient. They can go through issues after issues after issues. They're committed and they are consistent. They are constantly improving themselves in all the areas of their life, okay? And they're constantly improving their team. And you'll see these people get results. Now, if you're not in this group, please don't worry. As I said, there's no judgment. There's a place for everyone in this group. But you've just got to make a decision to be that person and then find some people who are already in this group, copy what they do, ask them to mentor you, model what they do, and you will be there. You will be there yourself. When I first started in network marketing 9 months ago, and I'd come from a sales background, right? I was useless. It took me 6 months to build a team of 12. And half of those people, I paid them in myself. And, you know, half of them would never even build. Didn't have any traction at all. And when I started working out the leadership model and we started to just work the numbers through the mainstream population, everybody knows a leader. So I signed up a guy called Asif in Coventry, who was a leader, but he wasn't that interested in the business, but he knew other leaders. And then he got some people in, and that's how I built my first six-figure income. But I found Asif by just working the 60%, working through people who know people who know people who know people. And it's interesting, Asif did the same thing. Artist knows the story very well. Asif, you know, signed up another guy, I won't mention his name, but he was definitely a 60% and probably a lower 60%. He was quite negative, but he wasn't at 20%. He got on the phone and he rang his cousin, who was a multiple six-figure earner, and she said yes, and she joined the business. I didn't even know. And through that leadership, we built a six-figure income. You know, 9 years ago, that was the first one. So, you know, that's where the leadership model kicks in. Resilience. I could have given up. I got 22 no's in a row, but I kept on going because I knew that everybody knows somebody who knows somebody. So if you just keep on putting people, you know, through the system, mobilizing them, sooner or later you get leaders, or you get people that go, actually, I want to become a leader and I want to build, you know, a big team. Okay. Remember, these people, these 17%, they're committed and consistent. Now, they are rare, but we can create them. We can create them from the 60% through training, coaching, mentoring, plugging them into the team, getting them into the system. And remember, if you've got 100 people in a room, or you've got 100 people on your Zoom, 17% of them could be real leaders. That's a lot of people. But remember, it doesn't mean they're going to join you. So you've really got to go through the numbers to get these people. But when you do, these are the best assets in your business, okay? Hope this is making sense, guys. And then the top of the shop, which are very rare, these are rare diamonds, is your top 3%. These are serial 7 and 8 figure earners, okay? They don't just build huge teams fast. They drill down, they mobilize new leaders, they create super leaders. They are excellent mentors and trainers. They can take, these are the secret forces, guys. These are the special forces. You know, these are the guys you could literally parachute them into a country where they don't know the language, and these guys are going to build organizations. They're going to drop in. They are not going to make excuses. They're not going to say, oh, my people don't like this. No, 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 no. They're going to find a way, and they're going to do it. They are going to build, wherever you put them, they're going to build huge organizations. They're going to go through challenge after challenge after challenge. And these guys and gals are the people that create the biggest teams and the biggest incomes. You have one of these on your left, one of these on your right. I mean, and they say, I mean, man, these people are committed. They are not into shiny object syndrome. They're into commitment. They're into long-term. They're into integrity. They understand that the 7 and 8 figure incomes are earned by staying on one path consistently, sustainably, and building huge teams over time. And if you look at anybody, guys and gals, in the industry of network marketing that have made the big money, and I'm talking about the 100 million a year, the 20 million a year, even more than that, okay? These people, they've stayed with one company for a long time, and they've just built out huge leaders. They've built super leaders underneath them. So you get one of these on one side, one on the other side. Doesn't matter how far they are down on the binary. Obviously, on a uni level, you want them up the levels. You know, they're going to build huge. You're going to have a huge, huge income. I mean, just in Swap It, where you've got the matching bonus, your matching bonus would probably be more a month than the prime minister in your country's yearly salary, just on the matching bonus if you have one on each side. That's not even the binary, which would be even bigger. I mean, it's just insane. Now, the great news is you might not know super leaders. I know a few. We've actually got a few coming across, and we've got 1 or 2 in, but maybe they're not building right now for various reasons. But here's the thing. Anyone can become a super leader. So don't look at this sheet and go, oh, man, I wish I was one of those. I wish I knew people like that. Listen, anyone, you know, you could go to the supermarket or the store and, you know, you could talk to the cashier and she might be interested, and you could meet her for a coffee and you could show her the plan. And, you know, she could decide that she wants to be a super leader. And there are people that have done it from a standing start within 6 months. So, you know, it depends on the person, depends on their commitment. But as network marketers, we should be creating, mobilizing, leading people into their next level of leadership, wherever that may be. Hope this makes sense. Just some principles. We're not going to be too long now. Hope you're enjoying this. Please put questions in the chat, because we can come back to those in the group. You attract what you focus on. So that's why the negative people, the 20%ers, they're only going to attract more 20%ers. And there's levels even within that, you know. So that could be a real disaster. But you attract what you focus on with your whole being. So there's a lot of people out there that kind of visualize and they focus. Remember, I'm a coach coming from 4 different schools of NLP and master coach and, you know, business coaching and all sorts of stuff, right? So I get this at a very high level, okay? There's a lot of people out there, they just focus on what they want. And that's great, because where the mind goes, the energy does flow. But then their body is doing a totally different thing. So they're sitting, playing games on their computer, and they're focused on a big income. Well, you're not in integrity, my friend. Your whole being, your mind, your spirit, your heart, your physicality, your intention, and most importantly, your actions, because your actions come into the physical realm. So when we're focused mentally, we're taking the metaphysical realm, but then we bring it in to the physical realm through our actions. So your actions prove who you are. So if you haven't done, a three-way call, or if you haven't done a Zoom, or if you haven't had a meeting, or you've not told anyone about your plan for 20 days, but in your head you're a 10-figure earner, I'm sorry, you're not. You're not actually focused, because your action proves your focus. So the third point really is explanatory. Action beats everything, because your action is a working out of who you really are. We come from the victory. So we come from a place of victory. Watch the Williams sisters, Venus and Serena, when they're playing tennis, when they're, when they're going for a set, and they're striking that tennis ball, before they've hit the ball, they're already in. You watch Johnny Wilkinson, the English, back in the day, rugby player, and when he's scoring a goal, the ball's already in the net. It's not the net, but through the rugby posts, right? It's already gone through before he's even kicked it. Watch Mike Tyson when he, in his prime, when he was coming into a boxing ring, he's already won. So you come from the victory. So yes, you do create the income in your mind, you create the lifestyle, but you've got to think, live and breathe and act as if, okay? So you're already coming from the victory. The modeling process is really good. I draw from Runa. So, Runa is the network director. He's been very, very successful in network marketing, a lot more successful than most people I've met in the industry. I know a lot of good players. So I draw from him. When I've got a question on networking, I draw from him. I go to him. I follow him, okay? He's a really good person for us in SwapIt to draw from, okay? You want to model people that have the results that you don't presently have. If you're following someone who has the same results as you, they might be a great person, they may be your friend, you're just going to get the same results. So you want to model success. And it may not even be in your company. There are great trainers out there. Me and Roon were talking about this the other day. Art Jonak, Eric Worre. These are great trainers, Tim Sales. My favorite is Big Al, Tom Schreiter. I love that guy. I love his stuff, Model them, Get yourself a copy of Icebreakers by, Big Al, and model his language. It works. It works every time. We've taught that, and it works every single time. So find what works for you and make it work, but make sure that you're modeling success. The other thing is results versus reasons. You can't have both. So it's very reasonable to say, I've been sick. Very reasonable to say, if you're on your deathbed, please, take some rest, because that's also part of results as well. But, it's very reasonable to say, I've been busy at work. I've been busy with this. You can have results. Leaders don't give reasons. They get results. They do what it takes. Okay. Also, when you get it right, with the leadership model, you have a 3 to 5 year retirement plan. If you're in the right compensation plan, you've got a 3 to 5 year retirement plan. Now, I'll never stop, because I love SwapIt and I just love the people. I love the vision. I really, really do. I think I've lost my slides. Yeah. Skip this version. Okay. So I've got to go back. Am I still sharing? No. Ah, man. So how do I do this? Sorry, guys. I'm just going to come back to my screen because I did have another slide. We'll just do that. Tech is giving us a little issue here, guys. So do bear with me. Part of leadership is going through these, challenges at times and not getting too flustered by it. So let's get in, because I don't want you to see the slides. Okay. So yes, you should be back in here. Where were we? We were down here in principles. So yes, here we are. Do apologize for that. We're having a bit of fun tech. Issues will happen. It's how we go through those. The other thing is always have fun. And I really like that bit, because, when people are having fun, when they feel appreciated, when it's fun, they tend to do better and they tend to enjoy the process. So always make sure that there's a fun element to this, okay? This is why I like leadership model, because we're developing people so that they can have fun, so they can have lifestyle, so they can enjoy what they're doing and they can get satisfaction as a person. It's beyond business. Remember, your business in networking, it's a mission. It's not just a business. It's a mission to upgrade people's lives. I've been very fortunate. I've traveled the world. I've spent time in different cultures. And I can tell you, people are pretty much wired the same. Yes, the cultural filters look different. Yes, the on-surface behaviors look different. Yes, the perceptions change as you move around cultures. But internally, we all want a better life for ourselves and our families. And I think if you can have fun and do that, you've really hit the golden treasure on planet Earth. I really, really believe that. So these are some principles to take on board. Want to give you some action steps, guys, because, you know, trainings are great, but, you know, trainings should always lead to action. Everything should involve action, okay? Action is where we take the ideas and we take the principles and we roll it tangibly into the physical world. That's how the value transaction of your value as a leader on the planet pays you, okay? Really, really important, okay? So what I want you to do between now and next week, and if you're really up for developing your leadership profile to the next level, you'll do this today or tomorrow, because leaders love speed, right? Leaders like to work fast. They like to work efficiently. They like to get stuff done because they understand that duplicates really, really well. So I want you to write your list. I want you to get a blank piece of paper and I want you to write a list of prospects without judgment. Now, I know it's old school and I know we're all online and we're all Zooming and we're all doing Teams and we're all doing whatever else. Hopefully soon we'll be meeting up in the metaverse, right? But I want you to go old school because neurologically, when you write something down, there's a connection between your mind and the physical world. So I want you to get a blank piece of paper and write a new list. Write a list of prospects, a list of leaders. If you don't know anyone, write the cafes and stores and libraries in your town and think of the people that work there, because you can start to approach them and we'll teach you how to do that. But you want to write a list. Write a list of people you know that you can talk about your business. It is not your concern whether they join or not. Your concern is the input. You're going to do the work and the probability will take care of everything else. And the profiling is so important when it comes to probability, because if you put the numbers in, you will get the right amount of 60%, eventually, 17% and 3%. So I want you to write your list. Now, in the old days, they used to say, write down 500 people, write down 200 people, do what is right for you, but push yourself a little bit further. So if you're the kind of person that your list is going to be 50 people, my coaching to you is let's get 60 down. If you're the person that's going to put 200 people down easily, my coaching to you is let's do 250. So you might have to think about it a little bit, right? You might have to ask some people, who do you know that may be interested in talking to me about this business that I'm in? So again, you've got to tap into your network, right? And then if you're a 500 person or 1,000 person, beef it up a little bit more. So always go above your level, because as leaders, we want to push a little bit, right? Beyond our level. Now, the second thing I want you to do is to ask yourself a question. What do you need to do to develop your own leadership style and raise your leadership profile? So what do you need to do? It's going to be different for everyone, but where do you want to be? Where do you see yourself? Are you 60%? Are you bottom of 60%? Are you top? Are you, 17%? Are you a 3%er? Where's the next place for you? Because even in that 3%, we've got the 80-20. So we can break them down further. I don't want to overwhelm you today, but even in the 3%, you've still got a 3% in the 3%. So, we can go even, there's always a place to go to, right? So what do you need to do? What are some practical things that you can do to develop your own, and it will look differently for each one of you, okay? Now, I want you to write this down. Now, what I want you to do is with your list, I want you to start inviting people. Invite people to watch the video. invite people to come on the calls, invite people to a meeting, invite people to a conversation, invite them to something where you can show them the business, or you could get someone else to show them the business, whichever is your preferred method, okay? And I want you to track this, because anything we measure, we can utilize, we can improve, we can optimize. But also you want to track your conversations, because you're going to have follow-up. Remember, some people, one touch and they're in. Some people, one touch and they're not in. They need 7 touches, 10 touches. So again, follow-up is really, really key. And remember, success loves speed. So the faster you go to work and the more consistent you are of your action, the bigger business that you will actually build. There's a lot of income out there. There's a lot of earnings out there. You just got to choose how much you want, how much you're committed to, and it's in direct proportion to your ability to develop yourself as a leader, create, mobilize, and lead other leaders according to this model. So I'm going to cut my slides off there. I hope you have enjoyed that. We're going to stop sharing my screen, and I'm going to stop the call right now. We will be back next week. If you've got questions, put them in the group. We'll get this up on YouTube, so I know some people will want to share this. I hope you have enjoyed it. This stuff absolutely works. So my challenge to you is simply this: what is the next level of leadership for you? Let's get you there. Let's commit. Let's do this now in these next 5 weeks, because if you build a foundation now, you're going to have the most successful 2022 that ever could exist for you. And you know what? That will make me very, very happy indeed to be a small part of that, to cheer you on, and you deserve it. So let's step up. Let's commit. Next week, we're talking about how to solve every single problem in network marketing. My name, of course, is Matt W.L. Nerona. My time is up, but I really, really want to thank you for yours.